Assalamu alaikum guys, I'm Raza.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Oscar. And today we're going to talk to you about a breaking news story that the Daily Mail has done some real in-depth research into about the person that we all love, Moazzam Begg. And it seems that they're onto something, and what we're going to do is we are going to help the Daily Mail out here, right? And go through their article and just tell them you know, how amazing it is, and show all of the Muslims exactly what's really going on with this Moazzam Begg character that we all love. But are we right to love him?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Daily Mail always know how we should all think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they're telling us how we should think when it comes to Moazzam Begg.
And let's face it, the Daily Mail are not part of the elite that have an agenda.
Yeah.
You know, they're not part of they're not propaganda. What they are, they just tell the facts.
Honest, always been honest.
Absolutely.
When you think of Daily Mail, that's what you think of.
Yeah, they're not anti-Muslim. You've got to remember that. They love Moazzam Begg. They love Muslims.
Yes, they love us. They really do.
And immigrants.
And immigrants, yes, yeah, you're right.
And brown people in general.
And brown people in general, all of us are loved by the Daily Mail. So now this article, some background about this. The headline is, did Cage director train Jihadi John? So this is the question that we're going to see answered in this article. Yeah, did Moazzam Begg train Jihadi John? So let's start off. It says, the director of a human rights group which sparked outrage after it called Jihadi John a beautiful young man may have been involved in training him at a camp run by militants.
Alright, so first let's have a look at this thing, but sparked outrage.
Sparked outrage.
It sparked outrage! Oh my god, there's something wrong with this guy because it's outrage.
So if it sparked outrage, maybe I should be angry too.
Yeah, because people are outraged.
Yeah. But who's outraged?
Yeah.
Who's actually outraged about what Moazzam Begg has said?
Yeah. You mean the government that have that created the policies, that created ISIS, that created Jihadi John, or perhaps the outrage is by the media who backed the government to start a war for WMDs that didn't exist, right? That killed 1 million people, that created ISIS, that in turn created Jihadi John, or perhaps it's intelligence agencies.
Yeah.
They gave dossier.
Yeah, the ones that have harassed hundreds of individuals.
That said there was weapons of mass destruction.
Yes.
That went to war, that led to war, that created ISIS, that then harassed individuals within the UK, that created Islamophobic policies that radicalised Muslims, that then turned into Jihadi John. So these people are outraged.
And that's true. They're outraged.
But I'm
outraged.
Exactly.
Are you outraged?
I'm not outraged.
There's not a single Muslim who has been outraged at all. Is there? So that's important.
So it sparked outrage by the elite.
By the elite.
But what's interesting is this, it says Moazzam Begg was at the same Syrian training camp as Jihadi John. Well, let's work this out. So the head of the BNP, if he lived in this area or went to the same Tesco's as you, Raza, and I took a photograph then of you in that Tesco's,
that means
you're BNP.
I'm BNP. God. Everyone knows that.
Can you see how ridiculous that is? Can you see how dumb that is?
So because you walk through Ilford, and that other guy walks through Ilford, that means you're all linked.
And what's the funny thing is he later went to become Jihadi John. So hold on. So you go to Tesco's, right? So he's still all right. Yeah. But then 5 years later, you go on to run some guy over, and then they take a picture of me in Tesco's and go, hold on, this guy went on to run some guy over in 5 years' time. You're linked to them.
They were sharing club card points. Exactly. And not only that, Oscar, this is
Abu Tahir's investigation.
This is the stupid thing. It says that we've uncovered evidence that places Moazzam Begg in the same training camp. Moazzam himself has bloody said he was there. Yeah. Moazzam's actually read an article in the Independent which actually says, I was out there.
So their investigation, let's make this clear, is Google.
That's investigation. So when you say,
so you Google Moazzam Begg's own words.
Exactly, yeah. So if that's a criteria to be a Daily Mail journalist, oh my God, please
give us a job.
Give us exactly. Damn, man, I could do with a job.
I do investigations all the time, mate. I uncover stuff all the time that's already out there.
Now, let's look at the third line. Emwazi later joined ISIS and began the murderous campaign which has seen the beheading of 5 Western hostages. Now this is important. First of all, like we said, he later joined ISIS. That's the key. But also, what the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday have shown is whose blood really matters to them. It says the beheading of 5 Western hostages. Moazzam Begg was working on this case to stop ISIS and stop the beheading of individuals and help hostages far earlier than you even gave a damn and even knew the names of the people. So you made it clear whose blood matters, and it's not ours.
Raza, before you move on, there's a very important picture here.
Yes. Oh, okay, yes.
This is a scoop. Remember this, yeah? This picture pinpoint. Forget us, Raza. What the hell? We don't know anything. Yeah. They've got documentary evidence.
We don't use Google as well as
Sunday, yeah?
We don't use
throw trash out.
We don't use Google as well as them.
They do. They've Googled stuff. I mean, this is deep Google.
Exactly. You've been using Bing.
Yeah.
They've been using Google.
Right.
That's the investigation.
Exactly. They've got a picture proving and setting out and showing that Moazzam was at the scene at the time with Jihadi John.
Now this picture, that's it.
Damning evidence.
It answers the question, did Moazzam train Jihadi John? This picture will prove it.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this picture.
Let's look at this picture.
It's on your screens right now. It's the crappiest Photoshop I've ever seen in my life. They've actually just placed his random head just there and said,
they haven't even put a body. Alright, at least, mate, listen, when you go to Google Images, type the body, you're going to do the cutout around his body and stuck his thing out and stuck his body into the image, right? They just got his head, stuck it, put it on the second, there it is.
Actually, I don't want to hold.
Oh, it's so bad.
No, but actually, you know what? I don't want to go down that route, Oscar, because then people will start to question if I really met Obama. I really don't want to go down that route. So, I think this picture is legitimate, because otherwise people say that. Because people say my picture's not legitimate.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're not going to question the Mail on Sunday on that, because that is good reporting.
Yeah.
Now let's look at another one. And this is where it starts to get a bit deeper. This is important. It says, official sources have confirmed to the Mail on Sunday the existence of a photograph of Mr. Begg with a Syrian camp commander. Now, you've told us who your source is. Yeah. It's an official source.
Yeah. That doesn't show an agenda.
Exactly.
What does?
So
it's not real journalism, is it?
No.
You just have the motive there.
Yeah.
He's just said, this guy from the Daily Mail has just said, subconsciously when he's writing, because he's clearly the cleverest guy in the world, right? Has said official sources have confirmed it. Well, what do you mean? The government? You talking about MI5, MI6? You talking about? You're talking about the police?
Official sources, yeah.
Yeah. So one of these agencies are giving you information. The very agency that Moazzam Begg and Cage said were key to harassing and destroying the life of Jihadi John, leading possibly towards his radicalisation and breaking his ties off with this country and wanting to fight for a foreign power. They want to get him back, don't they? And now they're sipping information to papers to try to destroy them.
Yeah, and rather...
Here's the agenda. It's vilification.
It's vilification.
They're trying to say, you mess with us and we will destroy you. Yeah. We will vilify you. We will make your life a hell. That's the freedom that they give to Muslims. That's the equality that they give to Muslims.
Yeah,
they would never have done this to a Jewish rabbi. They would never have done this even to a prominent white human rights activist.
You're right.
Never.
No one would be subject.
But they've done it to us
to our
because he's a
Muslim.
Muslim.
Exactly. Now here it says, the picture, which we haven't seen yet, by the way, so far, apart from this photoshopped crap that they've got, was part of police evidence against Moazzam Begg in the trial. Now this is important. Earlier they said official sources. Now we know that it's part of police evidence. That means, could the police have been giving you this evidence? Is the police your source? After what we've learned from the Leveson inquiry,
the police now are possibly sending information to newspapers from private court documents that after a court case collapsed, and now they're forwarding information on to try to destroy Moazzam Begg and Cage for political purposes. So this is a political attack, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a political attack trying to destroy a human rights group in the most vile way, with no lack of evidence. What they're trying to do is they're passing information around their own. The elites are passing information to each other to try to destroy it. If that isn't clear evidence of the vilification and the way Muslims are treated in this country, what is? That shows how equal we are.
Now let's go into the next paragraph and sentence. So in this photo, Moazzam Begg is sitting around with some leaders of militant groups and with other militants apparently sipping coffee. Now, the one time they show...
The one time they want to make sure that
apparently,
we don't want to lie about
it. It might not be coffee.
We're not sure.
We don't know if it's decaf. It might have been tea. We don't want to get done.
So everything else is like fact.
Yeah, but
hold
apparently...
on, what they're drinking could be coffee, it could be tea. We're not... Google didn't reveal that.
Exactly, yeah. Our investigation didn't tell us, yeah? We don't want PG Tips coming after us, or Nescafe. Apparently it's coffee. No one knows.
You could not make it up, could you? I'm sorry, listen, man. I'm the thickest thickest Muslim in Britain, right? And if I'm calling you out,
how
that's
dumb are you? How dumb are you,
Yeah.
mate? That's the thing, exactly. God.
No, man.
Apparently sipping coffee. That's the one time you showed some journalistic kind of integrity, because it might not be coffee. But what about this other stuff? Where's your integrity then? Oh wait, you work for the Mail on
You've got to be
Sunday.
accurate.
Now, a source who did not want to be named, so your police source, from what we know, says the picture definitely puts Begg in Syria. Hold on, Sherlock. Whoa! How could we possibly have known that Moazzam Begg was in Syria?
I've done many investigative trips out to Libya, to Tunisia, to Egypt, recently to Syria.
He constantly said he was in Syria. He tweeted about it. He wrote articles about it. There's media interviews everywhere. How could? Oh my God!
So you know your secret source basically is him. That's Moazzam Begg, isn't it?
Here's the next line. When approached last week, Mr. Begg denied knowing Embazi in Syria and denied being at the camp before driving off from his £500,000 home in Birmingham. This thing from Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday, I've seen it over and over again. I can't stand it. You're telling me a journalist who backs the establishment is judging another man's price of his house. That's a bit rich. So you make a living out of attacking Muslims in your articles, Abu Tahir, and you're judging another man for how much his house is worth.
How much is your house?
Exactly. How much is your house worth? Should we do an investigation into that?
Come on, how much is your house worth?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot more than 500k.
Exactly. Now so let's look at the next line. The possibility of a connection between Begg and Emwazi is likely to add more pressure on Cage, which has been condemned for its pronouncements on Emwazi. The possibility of a connection. But you made that connection. You've actually made it up. So what you're saying, is likely to add more pressure on Cage.
That's the key point.
That's the key point. More pressure. More pressure from who? Right? We mean from the government, from the police, from the security services, from the media. So I'd actually like to reread this sentence. It's the possibility of a connection, which I made up, between Begg and Emwazi is likely to lead to more pressure from me and my mates on Cage.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. That's what you actually mean, don't you?
That's what they're really about. And this proves it.
This proves it. This line proves it.
The guy's so thick, he's actually written in his own article.
This is why I'm doing this. So hang on, actually this guy is really dumb. I'm not going to tell you who told me. It's police evidence. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Look, so our source is Moazzam Begg.
I've got a photo. You're actually rubbish.
Yeah, our research Google. Yeah.
Look, Oscar, the rest of the article is trash. But let's get to the heart of the matter. And that's your investigation. Because we did our own little investigation as well. And we found out some things that you should know.
A simple Google search would have worked out that the video or the picture that you show that comes from the video that you claim that is Jihadi John, right, shows that he's a right-handed guy, but Jihadi John is a left-handed guy. Even a monkey could have worked that out.
But Oscar, let's get to the heart of the matter. The key thing that your article is about, heck, it's your title. Did Cage director train Jihadi John? Did Moazzam Begg train Jihadi John? A simple search on Google, which has been the basis of your rubbish investigation, shows that Moazzam Begg was back by April 2013. Heck, Moazzam says that himself. You actually quote it in your article. And again, a simple search shows that Mohammed Emwazi actually left for Syria in August 2013. It is not physically possible, unless they know time travel, for them to be in Syria at the same time. You have actually lied.
You knew that.
You knew that.
You knew that.
It's simple on Google to know that.
2 minutes on Google search proves that they could not have been in the country even in the same time. And yet you chose to write a full article headed, did Cage director train Jihadi John?
That's the basis of your argument. That's the whole thing. It all comes back to answering that question. And guess what? No, he didn't. And you knew that. You always knew that.
You meant to smear him. You meant to put pressure on Cage through this trash. You meant to use the Mail on Sunday to push your racist, Islamophobic agenda, and all for one thing, to cover the fact that the security services and this government's policies are radicalising Muslims around the world. You did not want the narrative, the story, that it was your elite's fault that creates terrorism. You wanted to push a racist narrative that it was our religion that creates terrorism. And Moazzam Begg and Cage trashed that. That's why you were scared, that's why you tried to smear him, that's why you're trying to destroy him and try to pick him off alone. But the fact of the matter is, it's working in reverse. The more you attack Moazzam Begg, the more Muslims, millions of Muslims around the world, are now realising what you're trying to do and are standing with him.
Oscar, I just want to get really serious about this, and that is, you've kind of said the first bit already, but it's why is Moazzam Begg being attacked? It's two reasons. One is because he's exposing the lies. He's exposing the story that's put out to demonize Muslims. But secondly, they're attacking Moazzam Begg as a message to all of us Muslims. It's a lesson. What they're saying is that if you step out of line, if you dare speak up against us, we will harass you, we will hurt you, and we will ruin your lives. And that's why it's so important that we send a message back that says, no, you will not harass us, no, you will not demonize us, no, you will not make me hate or distance myself from my brother Moazzam Begg. No, if instead you've made me love him even more. And I will tell all the Muslims listening to this, stand with Moazzam. Moazzam is the best of us. Moazzam Begg is the best of us. If you look at what he's gone through, and Oscar, he's seen the darkest side of man. He's been tortured, and can you imagine why I can't even begin to imagine to be harassed, to be vilified in such a way, to be threatened with being killed, seeing your brothers being demonized. And when he came out of Guantanamo, instead of saying, God, I'm going to keep my head down, instead he says, I'm going to stand, and I'm going to fight. He didn't say, God, I've lost all these years with my family, what will I do? He says, no, for my family and for my ummah, I will stand. And guess what? I stand with Moazzam. We should all stand with him, because he stands for us. And so I would implore you all, tell Moazzam you support him. Hold this journalist to account, this Abu Tahir, with this stupid investigation, which is nothing but lies. And share this with everyone, because it's important for Muslims and non-Muslims, for everyone to know that we will not take this harassment anymore. That if you hurt our brother, you hurt us, and we will defend him till our very last.